Oh.
Well, okay. Let's.
What's up?
Okay. Okay. Here. Let's talk about something else while we wait for like maybe people to
Yeah,
come
dude.
in. So have you heard about the stuff with Dream Daddy Sim?
Oh no, what happened? The last thing I
Um,
heard is it released and it did well.
Dream Daddy Simulator apparently had some leftover files. Um,
Hmm.
involving one of the characters, Joseph, who's also named that. Apparently was like has this like weird cult ending. So
Uh huh.
like Joseph Dream Daddy. So I'm gonna look that up. So there's apparently like some source code indicating like that like there's this image right here is like totally like part like it's in the game. It's in the background. It was like
Hmm.
left over, but it's not actually in the game. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's a secret ending," but you physically cannot actually reach it. You can't trigger
Yeah.
it.
Do you think that that got cut out
Yeah,
to make
it got cut out, I think.
Okay. Oh.
But surprisingly, like there's some stuff going on about that. Like I don't know if there's anything happening on Twitter, but I don't know. Like
Yeah, it's like there's a possible cool ending that might make it cooler, or are people look, or sorry, are people like really wanting this to be in the game, or it's just some weird
no,
data mine?
it was actually in the game. So they had to data mine it out of the game, and I'm looking through all this daddy stuff. Nice. Um, and surprisingly, like some of like the fan base has been like reacting weirdly to it. Some of them have claimed that it's like homophobic to make him a cult member or something. Like like some yeah, like real.
Yeah.
It's like real weird. But yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of reaching,
yeah. It got
Yo.
it got weird, and then also recently there was some like Steven Universe level stuff where like
Oh, like Steven Universe fandom level stuff.
yeah, like where
Okay, that's
apparently
that's
like this
super.
tweet right here. Oh, I don't like that.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that where it's like, hey, we heard somebody was getting bashed for their fan art. Stop that. This is a video game.
Yeah, it's
I
like
didn't say that, but like everyone just like stop. They did
yeah,
the,
I pulled it up on the stream, so it's like disagreements will happen, but then
Oh, there.
we ask you to remain civil and constructive, and it's
Mhm.
just like, oh my gosh, and then this right here. So I'm not trying to get in too deep about this, but I think my issue over this argument is the idea that it's wrong because he's trans, because of the idea of gender bent is that you're the opposite gender, but people's arguments on make it seem like
Wait, so they're arguing over fan art? Well, this is like if this is similar to the Steven Universe incident where it's like, yo, you made that character a different size.
like
Go kill yourself. And
So,
I'm like,
like-
what?
yeah. So this right
What's-
here, it's like I'm sure they have legitimate opinions on this, but I feel like they're taking it too far. Where they're like,
They're
well,
reaching.
Well, because it's like, feel weird that something about gender bent trans characters makes them different when all trans people want to be treated equal as men. Like, I just,
I don't know.
I don't,
Are they speaking for
I don't
everybody?
think, I don't think
Look it
this it's really as much of an issue.
Yeah, no, it's just
It's-
more like an interesting thing.
It's what it is. But, I don't know. I kind of knew that was the kind of sphere of the internet that Dream Daddy was going to be in. So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
but
I
let's. Let's move on to the actual topic at hand, since we've been live for
yes.
we've been live for about 7 minutes. So
That's fine.
let's talk about it. So I'm gonna bring up the Twitch clip.
Ooh,
I'm gonna
which
go.
one?
I'm gonna the clip that got banned, the offending thing. So
Oh, the Shroud one.
yeah, this is Shroud right here.
I'm
So
looking at it right now.
Shit. So he's like I think he's playing with Summit right now.
Yeah, so
This
he's,
video.
he's running out. He's obviously in the open.
So he
Straight up by the
gets
blue line.
epic 0.
It's that fucking
Yeah.
Apex guy.
Bitch!
Gets killed by.
Yo, stream
Apex
snipers
Zero.
everywhere!
Dude,
Holy
it's
fuck.
this Apex
Like-
Zero fuck again, dude.
He runs out. Yeah, he just runs out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
No cover, nothing. Loud gun, no silencer. Gets killed.
That's when they know we got
And then what does he say? Sorry, my thing got muted for whatever reason, but
I'm done going to that building. We died.
he says
We're done with that building.
there's snipers everywhere. Oh, stream snipers everywhere.
Right.
And that prompted his chat, I believe, to mass report the dude.
Yeah, I
Low
believe
toe?
so. I believe
Yeah.
that the streamers themselves actually never went out of their way to report.
the streamers themselves
Plateau and
didn't-
Apex 0 or something like that.
Yeah, nothing happened. Like, the streamers just said, when you get killed in a game, you tend to default to like it's not my fault, it's somebody else's fault. Well, that's just
Yeah.
a normal thing people do.
Yeah, people do it all the time.
It's just-
And especially
yeah,
when you're a
that's-
big streamer, it's really easy to blame it on that when you just get outplayed.
yeah. That's it. It just happens. Like, but the issue here was just like, hey, wait a minute, your chat might not be the smartest group of people.
Well, so
So-
let's bring up the real reason why this conversation's happening. So
Mhm.
these two guys got banned.
Yeah.
They both got banned for 7 days because, like you were saying, all of chat went in and filed a complaint or
Yeah.
what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So stream sniping. Should
Yeah.
a developer watch out for stream sniping?
It's really weird because it depends on the game. Like if theirs was just one yes or no
Oh my
answer,
god, I'm still playing Pyre right now.
yeah, though, like if they need a yes or no answer, and it should be no. Like there's nothing you can do. Like if you built the game to deal with stream sniping, then yeah, that's your problem. You have to deal with it. But like PUBG, I don't think they built the game to stop stream snipers. That's just something that happens. Like
I
all
think
other games have to deal with it, right? It's not just PUBG.
I mean, I think that this game values streamers. They understand
Oh, yeah.
what it means in the battle royale game type, and so it makes sense. It makes sense that they want to protect these guys in the terms of service.
Yeah, yeah. But like in this case, I guess we'll have to go deeper into it. The two guys got banned because, well, I'm assuming the whole chat, just a lot of people reported them. And the problem with stream sniping is it's really hard to prove that you did do it. It is, you can see a lot of shady things that could lead up to it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, why is it, like, for most games, let's say like CSGO or, well, whatever shooter that has servers that you can join. It's like ghosting or sniping is when you pretty much follow somebody that you know is streaming into their games and purposely killing them because you know where they are.
Yeah.
But in a game like PUBG, can you really, unless you looked at the bottom left corner of the screen and just stared at it and looked for the streamer's name, there's no way you would know that anybody is, the person you're watching is in your game. Like, you don't get to pick servers, you can't just auto join, you can't like join somebody's session in PUBG. So this ban was really weird because it's like, just because the streamer says stream sniping and everybody reports them,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the other
because
guy
you
pretty
can
much says like,
you can kind of start a witch hunt, right?
yeah, it's kind of a witch hunt.
I will say that Summit in the video goes, it's that Apex Zero guy again.
yeah, he doesn't say low toy or whatever his name is.
Yeah, like he
Yeah.
knows this dude. He's seen his name enough to where he feels like he's stream sniping him. So I will say that Summit is within his right to feel
Yeah.
that way. I don't think he has any fact. However, if you see a guy
Yeah.
enough, especially with these guys, I think they can tell when someone's stream sniping them though.
Was it so? Does he mention? So the guys I know, it's low toy was the one who got banned. Was the other guy? He said Apex.
I think they both
Was that
got
the
banned.
other guy? Did they both got banned? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, yeah, I didn't know the other guy's name was Apex. I just know Loto or whatever his name is.
So that happened, and so the community is freaked out. Oh, they didn't freak out, but they responded.
out. It was
They
just
responded in kind, and so this
Yeah.
happened where Poopy Queen herself in the PUBG forum said, "Hi everyone. First of all, as a lead community manager, I apologize for not addressing the recent issues earlier."
Mhm.
For team
Really
killing and
good.
stream sniping, we require evidence to be submitted as with all reports against players. We do not ban players based on what we see on social media or streaming platforms ourselves. We ask players to submit reports with evidence on our forums, which is a temporary measure. We ask action when the evidence is sufficient to warrant a ban. So I will say that they have addressed that they're trying to implement a in-game ban system.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go on the forums anymore. So the current
Mhm.
rules and bans process are not final. So they have admitted that there's no definite cemented process.
yeah, yeah.
Community team is doing the best to ban users that do not play fair and ruin the experience for others. However, we do not have a perfect system. So our appeal system was put in place to ensure that there are checks and balances regarding all and any bans to allow us to rectify any mistakes that have been made. Recently, I realized that this may not be enough. Cool.
Yeah,
So-
so they're addressing it. There is a repeal process. I don't know if there's an update to the store where the guy's unbanned. it's just another symptom of, oh crap, we sold 5 million copies, but our team's not big enough. It's just not. It can't be big enough to deal with all the possible things that happen.
But when you go out of your way to ban people, when because you're hand banning everyone, like no one's getting banned through a system. Everyone's having to specifically ban these people. So
this is not an automated system. This is somebody clicked on that button.
I can say that level of scrutiny that's applied to people, like when they ban someone, can be applied when they do an appeal. So right here it says, if a ban has been issued incorrectly, we admit our mistake and lift the ban. However, it may take some time for us if there's no evidence to prove the banned user's point. We need to make sure by looking into the in-game data. So let's see.
Well,
that kind of feels like the burden of proof is on the
dude who gets reported.
The accused. However,
which
in this with the context of what was said here, it said that we require evidence to be submitted as well as reports against players, or as with all reports against players. So I'm going to assume that whenever someone gets banned, there is evidence of the offending issue. So good on them. Although I felt that was kind of weird to say. Because if you have evidence to ban them, I can't see what type of evidence someone can bust out on you to prove that you're not.
Oh wait, I'm not. Yeah, if you see Player Unknown's response to everything so far, it's just been like, we had enough data. I put it in the chat, like, we had enough data, and I'm like, what data did you have? Because I don't know what goes on the back end.
Okay, so
I mean, they might be able. They hopefully have a system where they can see like some of these games.
Well, have you read this whole response? Because actually,
is there more than this?
Oh, dude, there's quite a bit in here. So, so regarding the community team falsely banned a player for stream sniping, so that's the big deal, right? So everyone's saying that the community falsely banned a duo team.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he screenshot like some kind of thing he wanted to say, so he can just, typical tweet. So I've seen the data the community team looked at before issuing the ban, and the ban was indeed justified. The tracking data shows that the player in question tried to join the same lobby as the target multiple times. While we understand what's up?
Yeah, sorry, keep going. No, I'll talk about it after this.
While we can understand we cannot prove that this player was watching the target's broadcast, we see no other reason why they would consistently attempt to be in the same lobby as someone who is broadcasting live or other than to have an advantage in the game. We have tracking in place that allows us to verify unfair play like this, despite what some players may think. For example, we can track when a player joins and quickly disconnects from multiple lobbies, only staying in a game when they're in the same lobby as a target. Well, continuing from there, we're constantly developing new tracking systems, a way to ensure fair play from all players. We don't generally motion this publicly, as it would give valuable information to those that try to cheat the system. No one gets special treatment. If the data doesn't back up a claim, no ban is handed out. The community team is committed to ensuring everyone, no matter who they are, has a level playing field in the game.
Okay, so if they actually have evidence on their side, I understand why they can't post it, but at the same time, if there actually is evidence, then okay, fine. That guy deserves the ban. So that's fair now.
So
that's fine.
I'll be honest. I picked up my own torch and pitchfork when this happened, and
yeah, me too. I was like, what the hell?
And after they had said, and I'm going to trust them that they have back end resources to support their ban and their decisions made on this player, I'm going to assume that they're right.
Yeah,
because like you can be like, well, that's bullshit. They're just trying to cover it up. Well, you'll never know. And so if they say that they have back-end systems to track these things, then they do. I don't see why they wouldn't. So
like before this comment, I was up in arms. Was like, really? I was almost asking people like, hey, I'm gonna start streaming PUBG. I'm gonna yell stream sniping every time I die.
Yeah.
But after this comment was posted, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna trust them. I wouldn't be like. To have this kind of tracking in the game isn't new, so it's just like, okay, yeah, if they have a way to track somebody quickly disconnecting, trying to keep playing until they're in the same game as somebody else, that's fair. And if the other guy can't provide proof he wasn't stream sniping, then it's just like, well, we have proof, you don't. Sorry. And and it's just gonna be it's just how it's gonna be. And with this out there, has the player Lotte or anybody like updated themselves? Because this could straight up just say, hey, this guy was just lying and just using this to
cause some shit. Because wasn't he on Reddit and stuff saying like,
Polygon, like after this thing broke out, a lot of news sites picked it up.
And
fairly so, because like
I think
you look at it from this side, it's just straight up gets accused of stream sniping, no evidence on either side. He gets banned.
I'm gonna go ahead and like this because I think that's awesome that they went out of their way to say something.
Yeah.
But Okay, so let me bring it. Let me take it back in. So in the context of everything. So last week we were actually criticizing PUBG because they had banned a dude who killed a dude, like because the team there was a team killing issue, right? And the community, I feel like, and I feel that they were wrongly banned. You know, whoever, you know, if you're killing a guy who's already, you know, killing you, like your teammates, it's like, well, that rule makes no sense because it's not designed to protect team killers. It's designed to protect people who are trying to play the game. So. And then the whole thing with Doc happened as well, and so I think a lot of bad shit is really fresh in the community's mind. And so they're, myself included, was like really quick to being like, "Oh, PUBG, what did you do this time?" But
this time they seem like they're in the clear. Like this time it's just straight up, they were right. Another big thing is like, right now the community's in like a really big shitstorm. Because there's this going on. There's the loot crate thing, which I personally don't give two damns about. Like
CS:GO, dude, who cares?
It seems like it's loot crates. You're like, I know how much money it takes to cost, like, to keep a game running. So like, even if they're already making enough money, like, you gotta keep making revenue from this game. You can't keep selling 5 million more copies. You know what I mean?
It's CS:GO. I mean,
like
you can't get mad. You can't get mad about that. If it doesn't affect gameplay. Now I haven't. I'm not going to talk too much about this because I haven't looked too much into it because it just doesn't bother me. I know I've seen some. I think you sent me at work some stuff about how the community is kind of pissed about it because like, oh, you know, this is just another step in the typical, you know, arena shooter game where they just release some content that I don't like because I feel like I'm getting screwed. You know, like, you don't have to buy the thing. You don't have to buy the crate.
No one, like the biggest argument for that thing. Well, it's just, I'm not going to go too much into it because I need to look up on it, but it's just adding on to like the total state of the community right now, where everyone's just kind of upset at PUBG.
I mean, it's really hard to cultivate a community that isn't trying to do or isn't jumping on everything ever because this community came out of nowhere. I remember I was wanting to buy this game when they first announced it, and then I bought it. Me and Heather bought it the month that it got released, and you know, all the streamers were playing it. It blew up. It caught up to H1Z1 like immediately. Now it just blew past H1Z1. Like,
I think beating League of Legends every once in a while too. Like, it came from nowhere. Like
on Twitch, I think.
On Twitch at least, but like just viewership wise, like I think I bought it. 2 months after it came out, and the first month I was like, this game looks really interesting.
Like this, I feel like this is the new. No, I'm not gonna say it's gonna beat League of Legends, but it's gonna be the new thing. I think the rate this game is growing, it's like that. So it's really hard to manage a community that grows so fast. And I think as much shit as I'm giving them, I think they're doing a decent job at what they were given. I think the community managers they hired were not necessarily equipped to handle something like this because I don't know if they knew that this game would get this big. Maybe they did, but you know, I don't know how they're supposed to handle this.
I don't either. I feel like they're doing the best they can. I don't see anywhere on that would make me think that the development team is actively trying to screw with the community.
No, I don't think they are.
I don't see anything. I'm trying to find a game that did with the early access.
So
that's something else I have to look up.
So hey, so let's continue on. Let's get some reactions from some other people other than Player Unknown. With this
let me look at. So which, like, if you look at the Twitter comments, those are really good.
I got Summit up here.
Oh yeah, Summit's reaction. The one thing I did like is that there's at least the streamers had a response to this, and the response is correct. Like, hey, I'm a human being. Everyone makes up an excuse why they die. I do it too. And just because they said they're stream sniping doesn't mean, hey, everybody in chat report the guy for stream sniping. It's more of like, hey, maybe we should look into the ban system, because SummitG is not the one banning the people. It's the dev team or the
devs ban them. The community managers ban these people. Yes.
And yeah, he was just like, hey, I can't control what I say sometimes. You get upset, but it's not like I'm saying go out and ban them. It's just the devs ban them, not me.
Yeah, and actually, I pulled up a tweet of his. You know, I don't control the devs or have anything to do with their actions. Sorry, dudes, don't know what to tell you. And then there's another tweet where he says, some dude gets banned on PUBG and it's instantly my fault. Well, what the fuck? I
saw that one. Like,
I didn't get to ban anyone. Cry to the devs about it, not me.
Yeah.
And you know,
Like,
apparently he
care about
replied to
what's on
himself saying bunch of Reddit bandwagon kids, and I think it probably no, because like we looked at the Reddit, man. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, let's look.
I'll read you. I put the Reddit post of the actual like dual partner ban for 7 days thing.
Oh, you know, it's the biggest thing. Actually, Total Biscuit, like, looks like stream sniping is a debate again, an entirely solvable problem firmly in the hands of the streamers who choose not to run delay. So we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But like,
yes, if you go to the Reddit right now, it's just the past few days. I don't know if it's still there, but like the last week has just been bandwagoning on like really dumb issues. If I could find you really like, somebody's not wrong. It is just a really big hate wagon on Reddit, and it's just like, well, I understand why you shouldn't listen to them. There are topics about complaining about they bought the game when they didn't have to buy the game, kind of thing.
okay, so let's see.
I'm trying to get to this area.
So this Reddit post actually talks about how so it's a player unknown response to the issue, and then the top post. So let's review all evidence here. So Stream Sniper claims that they don't watch Twitch, so that was a big deal. It was like, oh, I don't watch Twitch.
Yeah, so you can't prove that. But
Agent X, of course, it's the Illuminati. Yet the person consistently left and queued at the same time as the streamer. Killed the streamer who had just fired a ton of unsilenced weaponry.
Yeah, and has a possible history.
So the streamer didn't cover up the server information when they streamed. So I know Doc does.
Yeah, I know Brandon does as well.
He doesn't start showing feed in until like he's already jumped out. Didn't have their map covered after either. Chose not to play with the delay despite having any information covered that they would have. Died after shooting his unsilenced weapon on the edge of the circle. Read about getting stream sniped because not taking precautions. So player unknown. So cannot prove the ban party was stream sniping. Ban them anyway.
The verdict: nobody involved handled the situation correctly. Video game drama is fucking dumb.
So let's agree on that one.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, it's really, if you look at this just as a third party, it's like, yeah, like this is terrible. This whole thing is just bad. PU did the right thing.
I think they did.
Yeah,
I get it's like you cannot catch the person like watching the stream. It's like, oh well, you never know, you know, if they're watching or not. Well, if a guy is going in and out of games consistently and it coincides and parallels so well with the streamer that they sniped, I'm sorry, but just what are the chances of that?
Yeah, no, there's, especially in a game where you can find any, like, I guess the chances of getting into the same game with somebody is really low too. But at the same time, if you're constantly backing in and out until you get to that game, then yeah, you are stream sniping legitimately, and your response of, hey, I wasn't watching Twitch is pretty hard to prove. Unless you had like your game recorded, your whole desktop screen recorded the whole time. I was like, hey, I wasn't watching a stream. And even then, you could just have the stream on a different monitor or something. So the guy wasn't the fault. It is kind of suck though, because without PUBG saying what they said earlier, or the tweet that you showed me, like before that, I was like, yo, that's messed up. Like there's no proof that the guy snipe banned, other than some dude complaining that he got snipe banned.
Yeah.
Then I saw that and was like, yeah, oh wait, of course they should have tracking stuff on the back end. If they're saying what they're saying is true, then yeah, that dude deserves to be banned. In fact,
I think that's enough evidence. I wouldn't perma ban the dude. I mean, you gotta have.
No,
So let's continue on. We've actually got more notes. I forgot. So the doc had responded to this. He said, I've demolished them so many times and verbally reminded them why I'm the best in the business.
Say something.
The two-time. And so
yeah, there you go. That's what I like to see.
Okay, so we've got some real talking points since we've kind of gone over a majority of the information here. So I know bringing up other streamers' opinions on it is kind of like trivial.
Yeah,
it's for fun.
It's for fun. Yeah, like I said, the thing's already been done. PUBG handled it correctly. Nothing else we can do.
So let's bring up these points that Heather had nicely written for me.
1,
should stream sniping be bannable?
Yes. But it depends on like it's such a depends on the game kind of answer because
With regards to PUBG.
regards to PUBG, I don't. It's so hard to prove unless like well if they have the information back end, then yes, stream sniping should be bannable.
Do you feel that detecting when players are jumping in and out of servers is like enough proof?
No, it can't be enough. Like it's such a hard thing to prove that somebody was stream. It could be.
Well, like if
it could be like
if every time a streamer died in their game, the guy would jump out of the game and then keep jumping in and out. That's how they're tracking it. Is they're seeing that the guy's queuing in and out until he's in the same server, pretty much.
Then yeah, definitely. And stream banning should be or stream sniping should be bannable in the case of PUBG.
Yeah. Okay.
It kind of screws over the streamer, and I guess that's the next point as well. But like. In general, if you're maliciously dropping out of games to just enact like to do one thing, and that in itself is just kind of shady. You know what I mean? So, I think it should be a bannable offense. And most games it is because most games you can find what server somebody's on and try to follow them and get an advantage over them, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean it happened illegal all the time. Oh, apparently Agent X said fighting game community stream snipes.
Yep, that is true.
Didn't know that. So the next point is it at the streamer's own risk to suffer stream snipers?
Yes. I think Sean brought up a really good point. Our coworker, he saw this thing. And he was like, "Yo, what if I brought my TV? Let's say we were playing Halo together, and I just brought my TV and put it right in front of you, and then I told you not to look at don't screen peek." Like that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want me to screen peek.
The integrity's bad on your end for screen peeking.
It's bad on your end,
but you can't. I guess you can't get mad because you're kind of out there.
There are so many resources. Tolbisik brought up a good point. You can delay your stream now. Will your stream suffer because of that? Yes. Like I can tell most personality streams, like if you can't interact with the chat, then there's kind of a disconnect between your stream and the audience. But at the same time, there are other ways to deal with it. Like, I don't think it was brought up in his tweet, but you can just have everything on Discord, and you can just say, like, yo, for your sub, you can watch me live. So if someone does stream sign you, at least they're paying you money to do it. That's my understanding. But yeah, I believe it is at the streamer's own risk to suffer from stream snipers. You can delay your stream. Grims and other people do, like, a really cool thing where, like, I think the doc does as well. When you're loading into a game, just have a screen up so they can't tell what you're doing until you're in game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some people cover up the kill feed. A lot of people are saying just when you make a PUBG account, just use a different name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I know a lot of it's easier to do in League of Legends because you can make a free account, but a lot of streamers make different so many accounts, so they switch out. You'll never know which one they're using until they're in game.
Yeah, and like it kind of is the responsibility of the streamer. I mean, the perfect world, they shouldn't have to deal with any of that shit, honestly.
Yeah, perfect world, yeah. If this was a safe...
This is not some shit that they shouldn't have to do, like, stream delay, because it really does fuck with their ability to communicate with their chat. Like, if I was doing stream delay on this, and I'm trying to have a discussion with the 10 people in this room, and they're trying to talk with me, and they're always talking a minute behind me, or 30 seconds behind me constantly, that really fucking sucks. And like the discussion that would be had would just kind of be ruined because I'm always kind of backtracking and someone's chiming in on a backtrack comment or a comment I made further out. Just it sucks.
It ruin it. But if you a successful person or like if somebody, no matter what obstacles are in the way, if you have the skills to be successful, you'll find a way around it. I believe that's what Total Biscuits say. It's like it's a shame, but in reality. That's not the wrong. He was pretty much saying like he doesn't care for personality streamers because if your content comes from other people, then you're not good as a person, like as a content creator. I disagree.
I disagree with that just because streaming is a very different medium.
Yeah, streaming like he does YouTube videos. I don't think he live streams, so I don't know if he truly understands. But at the same time, like if you're going to delay your stream, there are other ways to get around that. Like I said, you can go in Discord. You can have a Discord chat where they can hear you. And see the stream like one-to-one, not one-to-one, but like without the delay.
Yeah. And
you can just talk with them. It kind of screws people over in the Twitch chat, but like I said, you can make revenue incentives for that too.
Yeah.
It's
really hard and it's difficult for streamers to do that just to deal with one issue.
Yeah.
Personally, I would put up with it. I don't
I
know.
would
I'd get fucking mad though. I'll be honest. Like if I knew I was getting stream sniped all the fucking time, like that would put me on tilt all day. Just have to deal with somebody that always has information I don't have.
Yeah, and it sucks. And there's like, I guess to play devil's advocate, the other answer is like, yo, you can play a different game. You don't have to play PUBG, or you don't have to stream it. Like that's just
that's so shitty, right? Because then
yeah, it is
because it's the happening game right now.
Yeah, like
and Agent X says streaming's hard business, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. It's like, dude. I mean, like, I know we talk about how much of a hug fest the subreddit Twitch is, but it's hard to continue to keep community when you're not consistently streaming. I mean, like, for the instance of this stream, like, it's mainly just friends that kind of come in and join discussions or just have fun, in the chat with the occasional observer. I can't imagine having 40 people watching me, and then I stop streaming for a week, and then I get, I can't even expect them to come back.
Yeah, like I know what you mean. Like, it sucks. Like,
it's competitive.
Like, to be on like Shroud's level, and they have thousands of people watching, and then like I'd be upset too if somebody was following me everywhere I went, and just killed me every time. It's like I can't have fun anymore. And
then you switch to another game like HOTS.
Screw you over.
So like I can't play HOTS and expect a lot of people to want to watch me. First of all, the game's not popular enough, and two, it's just not as fun to watch as PUBG.
Yes. It's like that's another discussion, but like there's another really big PUBG player, Sacriel. He gets like 8,000 viewers, but as soon as he even says to himself, like to his chat, like, "Hey, I have to play PUBG because if I play something else, I get like maybe 1,000 people watching," and that sucks. So like, yeah, it is. Like the biggest Lucio player, whatever, just DPS Stinky, right? He would bring in thousands of views, but he got just, I guess, fed up. Well, not fed up, but tired of Overwatch, like everybody else is. Now he's trying to find a different game, but he's not bringing in thousands. He's like bringing in maybe 200 people now.
That sucks. Like I mean, like even with subs, man, like that pool of people that are wanting to maybe sub for you, just you neuter yourself, and I can't blame these people to continue want to play it, and so this leads into the next point: should Blue Hole Studios protect these streamers? Which I'm going to say, yeah. It depends how much they want to invest in the community. Like this game is big because the streamers like it.
If they want it to keep being big, they have to protect the community somehow. And maybe a larger offense, like I wouldn't say perma-banning, but like maybe a 14-day suspension, maybe a 30-day suspension if you're caught with enough proof. You know what I mean? Like
and like I want to say that these streamers kind of deserve additional protections because this is technically like because you know how in the TOS you can't stream snipe, which is a specific protection for a type of player base. And yes, they're a big minority of the game of the thing, but it's in their best interest. But it also shows this level of equality where they're really wanting to look out for all their players.
Yeah.
I know it turns people off when it's like, oh, like these streamers like the Doc, Summit, Lyric are afforded additional protections, but it's like,
it's like, well, yeah, here's
like
as a business
I can't blame them.
No, I can't blame. Like it's mean, but like, hey, who am I going to care about? Joe Blow who has like 2 views, or the Doc who brings in 30,000 people? Like, even if I mess up something with the Doc, that brings in traffic to the game. You know what I mean? Not like, and I'm not saying they wouldn't care about like 2 viewer. Like if the guy with 2 viewers gets stream sniped, they'll probably take care of it too. But like, I would offer different protection for like the streamers or the partners of their game because hey, they're representing the game. It would suck for them, like we were talking about earlier, to just they can't play the game because somebody's constantly following them and just ruining their matches.
Yeah, and it sucks. And so let's go into our last point, I guess, before we just kind of have an open discussion, or just talk about whatever.
Banning deter stream sniping.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead and read it.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was just reading it. Does banning deter stream sniping or other offenses? To the majority of people, yes. I've noticed when a lot of people get muted or like suspended from games, they kind of actually get better. I believe League of Legends posted a stat. Like a certain percentage of people who did commit an offense and got banned for it never committed the offense again, or didn't get banned for the offense again.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say I hate silencing. I think silencing does not fix the issue because it comes from a shitty attitude that a player has. Yeah, because you're not you're not teaching them not to say anything. You're teaching them that they can't say anything.
Until
No,
the silence is over.
One of my best friends growing up, we play League a bunch. He's been silenced multiple times on his account. Dude, he's a toxic asshole. I mean, I love him to death. And he's great to be around. He's great company, but online he just he likes to talk shit. And he comes from the old school FGC actually, you know, and so talking shit's part of the deal. And he got banned, and he was like he could only say like X amount of strings before he's completely silenced, right? You know, you have like limited chat options, and he told me I saw that as an opportunity to talk shit as much as I can with the minimal amount of ability. So I have five chat log, or 5 times I can submit a chat thing. Well, I'm gonna talk the most shit I can, and I'm gonna save it for when it counts.
Yeah, yeah. Like the difference between silencing and banning is like, at least for PUBG, you have to pay another $30 if you want to play again. You know what I mean? Like, I believe the banning would deter most people, but at the same time, you're going to be a jerk either way. If you're enough of a jerk, that's not going to stop you. You know what I mean?
That's true, and I think banning would be the best option. I don't like silencing. I think, I hate the word ban because they're really suspensions more times than not. Because when it's a 7-day ban, well, you're really suspended from the game.
For 7. Yeah, you're not really banned. Banned to me
I don't know. Maybe bans is the correct word to use, but there's this level of permanence I always kind of associate with being banned. But so let's talk about this point, and this is something that I never knew. Heather had to bring this up to me. Apparently, PUBG players aren't told what their ban is for.
Yes, that is true. I believe that's not because they're still working on the system, but you have to submit a ticket to see what you're banned for.
Right.
And that kind of sucks because, like, what if you didn't know how to do that? You're just like, why can't I log in? If anything, if I didn't already know the stuff I knew, like, I would be like, what the heck is the servers down?
This is the Imgur of Leto, one of the 2 guys from the thing.
Yeah, no.
And
you had to send a message on Discord, dude.
So, is there a way you can check out why I was banned? I'm really confused. Checking. You were temporarily banned for stream sniping. If you wish to submit an appeal, do so here. So, had to ask.
Yeah, which kind of sucks.
Leto totally was stream sniping, in my opinion.
He knew it.
Assuming PUBG really does have the info, so I'm going to assume they do. Had to ask in the Discord, and then it's like, who did I stream snipe? The fuck does it tell you that? The reason on the ban is stream sniping. Yes, so I think the person should have told them, we knew you were stream sniping Shroud and Summit.
Yeah,
like just to be like, we knew who you were going for. Don't be stupid, you know. And it's like the reason on the ban stream sniping. Yes, yeah, but who? I don't even watch Twitch. Okay, bullshit.
Yeah, you can't.
Also, how long is this gonna last? It's a 7-day ban, but as I said, if you feel your ban was causing error, please just submit an appeal. Yeah, well, it is. I don't watch Twitch. Who submitted it? So, the question of who submitted the request to ban, not really appropriate.
Not really.
But this is a player. This isn't a professional. So whatever. It's. Yeah, I don't watch Twitch. Yeah, that's right.
It's like, I don't drink water either. Like, prove it.
Yeah, you play PUBG and you don't watch Twitch. I mean, there's a lot of them that don't, but most of them do. PUBG is a very communal thing, just like League is and Overwatch. And I don't know. Like, it's interesting that they don't provide any of the evidence. So, League of Legends, they typically actually provide feedback as to why you were banned. I remember Riot Light used to throw the ban hammer down on motherfuckers. Do you remember that? Back when Light used to work community, like he worked with like I guess he's community management. He did a lot of really good talks at GDC about all that stuff and how they work. He worked on League, so everyone was fucking there. And everyone was, how do you manage all those assholes? And pretty much like I remember back in the day, there used to be like there were red posts, not like blue posts like on Blizzard. So there were red posts on the forum, and he would just like lay down the law because this guy like causes this huge cry fest. You know, oh, woe is me, I got banned. And then Riot Light comes in, he's like, no, you got banned, or like I got banned, you know, and I shouldn't have been. And Riot Light comes in and goes, no, you should have been banned. Here's why. And then he like lays out chat logs. That guy's saying like racist ass shit, like
Yeah.
really bad scores, like all this information, and he like puts it on display for people. And I think that was appropriate because the community was kind of like freaking the hell out over a lie.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that maybe PUBG could possibly do something like that.
I was gonna say like, yo, I wish they did because this caused such a stir that could have just been like. That's why I was saying earlier. Maybe this guy should just get an extension of the ban for causing so much of a stir. But like, yeah, like I remember RuneScape did the similar same thing. Like, when you reported something, I believe it took screenshots for the last like 30 to 60 seconds. So you knew, like when you hit that report button, that the last 30 to 60 seconds were recorded. So if you're lying, there's proof of it.
Yeah.
And you can get banned if you're putting in false reports. So like, I guess to add to this question, how long do you think the ban should be for stream sniping? Because like, if they have the evidence, just straight up said you did, I feel like it should be longer than 7 days. Just maybe 14, 30.
The 7 day. Well, wait, was it 3 or 7 day ban? Did Doc get a 3 day ban?
It might have been reduced to 3.
But
no, Doc didn't get. No, Doc got like a 3-day suspension.
So
for language or something.
I think nice. I think that stream sniping should have a more. How long is streaming going on?
How long has Twitch been going on in general, or
like this stream, or?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, I have no idea what. How long is stream going on?
Oh, okay. Did you mean this one?
I don't know. Anyways, this one. We're gonna be streaming until actually we probably have like 10 minutes left before we're done discussing, and then Lewis and I will be going to our respective streams. We'll be doing our own personal streams. We may play together.
Yeah. What are you up to?
We're
going to talk about after.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about it at the end of this. Fuck. What were we talking about? We were talking about.
So how long do you think the stream sniping ban should actually be?
Stream sniping ban should be a much more aggressive of a punishment, in my opinion, because it takes significantly more effort as opposed to team killing, saying racist stuff, offensive language. Like, you're going out of your way and watching another player and trying to ruin their experience.
This is like,
and it's not just indiscriminately. It's like premeditated.
There you go. That's a good word. It's premeditated, because like saying racial slurs, whatever. That's just who you are.
It's kind of meme to be racist on the internet, like, so it's like whatever.
Whatever. But like, there's not a lot of steps to be racist other than just put the correct word in the chat. But this one, stream sniping, is straight up like you said. I'm going to sit down, or whatever, find you on the internet, keep looking through all these lobbies until I find you in the same game as me, find you in game, kill you. Like, there's so many steps to actually get this through. So it's like, and it provides like a really, like, team killing sucks, but like at least you can see it coming. Stream sniping is straight up, especially in PUBG. Like, wait, why did I get killed in this weird spot? How did they know where I was? Kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I've had moments where I'm just like, how the fuck does this guy know?
Yeah, and I don't think he's stream sniping me, but like, say if I was a bigger streamer, it would ruin the game for me. And I would say like a 30-day suspension, that would. I mean, I don't stream snipe myself, but like that would force the other player who is stream sniping to either buy a new account or just realize what they're doing is wrong. And you won't be able to stop them, but at least but at least they'll be spending another $30 on the game. So
yeah, I mean, like, and this is always like an issue I've thought about with community management, with dealing with toxicity and players who break terms of service and try to ruin other people's experiences. So when we have these like light bans, like a silence or like a 3-day suspension, but is it worth leaving these people out, ruining other people's experiences? Is it worth it to do these like light punishments? Should punishments be more severe? I mean, and this isn't regard specifically to PUBG, but this is just in general. Like, because think about it this way: it takes people to have a ruined experience. They have to deal with this shit and then report it, and not just them. Multiple reports typically in any game, because people don't get like insta ban for one report. Or it's got to be something bad, or like the guy's doing this shit consistently.
This is like the fourth time they got reported.
And so if that's the case, should the bans be more severe? Because you're releasing them out back into the player base, and do you want them to experience this again? Now I understand that like let's say like there's a 70% reform rate, like with particularly with like whatchamacallit, the tribunal, or like League of Legends, they talked about how like players who had feedback, they reformed 70% of the time versus like when they didn't have feedback, it was 50% of the time. Like,
Oh,
I guess maybe like it goes with any kind of punishment. Like, you keep doing it, and every time you get banned, it's a lot worse. But
there are other games. I can't remember the name of the game, but I know some Call of Duties did it, and there's some shooters. They gave you suspension, right? But after you came back, you were always put in lobbies with people who are like did shitty things like you did. So pretty much, like all the toxic people, if they get reported enough times, they're kind of moved to a different section of the game. Like they're still matchmaking and doing all that stuff, but they're being matchmaked more with other people who are toxic, and they're just kind of all playing with themselves, like within.
I remember that. Yeah, and it was just nice and shitty.
Yeah, like everything's nice and shitty. Like to the normal person, they won't realize that, but like most, it helps get toxicity. Like in League of Legends, I think that happens in League of Legends too. I did have an account that was super toxic just for the fun of it. I'm a terrible person, but like as games went on, I realized I was getting put in more and more games with really toxic people, and like I could never rank up because like you can tell like I'm being placed with people who are just going to be toxic as opposed to people who are just trying to play. So like maybe like PUBG. What's up?
Crabbuckets was saying Hots used to do that. You had to play a few deserter games to get out of it.
Oh yeah. What's it? Oh man, that's
the
like
Division does that.
Could
really
do something like that. Like I don't know. That's a lot of work.
That's 100 people.
Yeah,
you know, you're gonna find 100 of the worst people ever, and so apparently the Division does that. I wonder how. I didn't play too much of the Division outside of the beta.
I played the Division.
But maybe interesting. So you only get queued in with like other assholes.
Yeah. So
it's like sending people to like New Wales. You know, like you just send them to Australia and just let them figure that shit out.
Let them create a society. Like that could be a thing. That's like something I don't believe they should be working on now, but maybe in the future, like, hey, if you've been reported a lot, try to. I don't know how the matchmaking system is in PUBG, but if they could filter people out like that, that'd be interesting. It takes them longer to find a game because they've been toxic in the past. They have to deal with this stuff in their game, and then everybody else who's doing just fine gets to play with people who are just fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, that would be great. That was like, because banning itself won't stop somebody if you can just make a new account.
Yeah,
like
well, particularly with free games.
Yeah, but like banning them and then giving them a shittier like experience might get them just to leave the game in general. So like, you don't have to deal with
like it also kind of like reinforces that behavior with other people that are just dicks. Mm-hmm. It's just I can't agree with that necessarily. I know like I'm all about the banhammer and like the swift strike with great vengeance, like just kind of like, you know, justice will be dealt and you will fucking deal with it. But like, you know, there's got to be a level of mercy, right? You have to always give the player the opportunity to quote reform, which is the meme. That's the hot meme, reformed.
The hot meme, reformed, yeah.
Well, it's with Tyler 1 particularly.
Yeah, I know he's back.
I love Tyler 1.
Yeah, but, I know. Me too. But yeah, like you can get like they should get banned. And yeah, like I think the stat was like 70% of the people who commit the ban and they get banned, they turn out to be a better person. But like, that's all you can really do. Like Bluehole can't control everybody. There's no way you can stop somebody from being toxic, like at all. You can't even IP ban anymore because you can just make a new one or just VPN in. So.
Oh shit! Go to Overwatch if you want mercy scrubs.
Damn.
Damn.
Hey,
fucking wrecked.
Yeah. Ooh.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't do shit that gets me banned, so I don't care.
Yeah. I don't do stuff that gets me banned anymore. Maybe as like a teenager, I thought it was funny, but like now I just play games. Like I know, I guess there was a point earlier in the stream, during the stream. Yeah, like if I kept getting like team killed in stream snipe, I probably would just stop playing PUBG. You know what I mean? Like if I have to do all these hoops to get them out of the game.
Yo, dog, if you want to talk about like toxicity that's fun as hell, is go to like something that's like roleplay heavy and purposely fuck with everyone. I mean, that's how you get your jollies, honestly. Don't be playing games like PUBG.
Like GTA 5 or like Roblox or something.
Oh, that Roblox though. I love Roblox.
But yeah.
We should do a Roblox stream, dude.
I will be on your stream for that. I will not personally stream that. I will be a character in your game. I'll definitely hang out with you.
A Roblox roleplay.
You'll do that.
Roblox RP server.
RP server. They have those.
Oh my god! Of course they do. All right.
But
Well,
yeah,
let's
to the game
let's.
back, yeah.
I think if we summarize what we've agreed on, I think the community team at PUBG are doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, they did great.
They made some weird calls. This one, I'm happy to hear that they made the right call. I feel like this is a much bigger issue than the previous ones that we talked about. You know, getting dock banned and all that fun stuff. But like,
this one was actually, hey, they broke the rule.
They did a pretty
the
good
right
job.
thing.
They can do better.
They could do better.
They
yeah, this
could
could have been
provide
handled
feedback.
way better.
They they could have handled the situation better because the Reddit community obviously freaked out. I mean, look how active that Reddit is
that was
right
like
now.
17,000 like upvotes. Probably was the front page of Reddit for a little, not like the front like #1 post, but it was.
I'm sure it was
on
up there.
Yeah.
But you know, hopefully, Bluehole will continue on trying to really tackle it. I know their community lead Poopy Queen. I just cannot get over that name. I know she will be doing her best. I mean, she said that she had been, they're still figuring it out. I hope they do.
They are.
I hope
they did a really good job.
I hope they continue in this vein, in this direction. It wasn't perfect, but it was better. And so, So I hope it goes. I hope it goes better, and I hope I don't have to deal with snipers. Although I don't play, I don't really play PUBG enough to like worry about that.
Yeah, me neither.
If I die, I just assumed it was because I was bad.
Yeah, no, me like I still make up. Well, I still make excuses why I died, but like it's more of like I did bad as opposed to somebody else cheated kind of thing.
Yo, I straight up lost a melee fight because I feel like the first 1 minute of the game, like it's broken. I can't hit anything. I nailed this dude.
Really bad at the beginning of the game. Like once you jump in, it's like RNG the game plus is your internet good?
Yeah. So.
But like,
laugh it up, Agent X.
But yeah, they're good. Cautionary tale about looking at Reddit sometimes because
it's
like
easy.
they did bring up good points, but at the same time,
it's easy to get caught up in the circle jerk.
But like. PUBG or PlayerUnknown put down the law. They say here, well, they didn't provide proof, but like our system said this, and I'm like, well, if I'm going to believe the developers are just a rando out of nowhere, who's right? I'm probably going to believe the developers. So
yeah.
So
that's I think that's the end of our discussion.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
It was pretty straightforward. This time around, not as much Dream Daddy drama. I mean, it's getting weird over there, but like, I don't really want to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
I'll get the game when it's on sale. I don't know if I'd pay $15 for it. But yeah, like PUBG is just a lot of things going. We could talk about loot crates. Well, that's not even like a gray area issue. It's just more of like a, how do you feel about early access games and spending money on it?
I don't care,
like,
honestly.
I don't care. Yeah,
I
have 100 hours on this game. Like, holy crap!
Really?
Yeah, I have like 100 hours on PUBG, and I only
people are bitching about how it's like, oh, they're just as bad as Daybreak, and I'm like, no, they're not, because they actually fix things every time, because like they're always like, we do like a content and then like a bug fix patch or something like that, and like they actually fix issues. Dude, this game's a lot. Like, I think people forgot how fucking bad this game was at first. Yeah. Like landing is a lot easier than it used to be.
I can run my game now in medium settings at like 60+ frames. When it first came out, it was low, everything low. Maybe 60 frames. Like the performance and the optimization's gotten a lot better.
Yeah. Sorry.
Some of the guns are brokety broke. I can actually find guns. So when I first played it, I couldn't find anything. Like the spawn rates are terrible. Yeah, no one wants to talk about the good stuff. They always just, especially on Reddit, they always just jump on like the negative stuff, which comes from a good place. But at the same time, you didn't have to buy it, or like. I see this argument as like, why does this keep happening to us? And I'm like, well, if you don't want this to happen to you, don't buy another early access game. You don't have to buy it. You know what's going to happen when it's an early access game. Why do you keep not falling for it, but like expecting it to be something different when the words early access is in front of it? You know what I mean?
Hey, you know who really needs to get banned? Yoshi and Ice for playing 2 players on one account.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, shit.
Is that illegal?
That's twice the brain power to win.
Oh, I did. That reminded me of the time I went to a Street Fighter tournament with a dance pad, and I was like, they don't allow like custom controllers and stuff because I could provide an unfair advantage. But I was like, hey,
a dance pad?
Can I? Yeah, I actually took a round from somebody. There's a video on YouTube somewhere around it, but
You took a round off someone with a fucking
Yeah.
dance pad?
So I was like, yo,
Agent
this
X.
isn't like a PS2 controller, but or like a fight stick, but it's just a dance pad. I'm in a disadvantage. Is this okay? And he's like, sure, I don't care.
Damn.
So it's 2 players, 1 controller, like a bannable offense for PUBG. My stream sniping myself.
What? I missed it.
Pretty early access. Yeah, that could be a whole other topic. That could be our next topic. Like,
What, early
how do you feel
access?
about PUBG? Like, how is PUBG handling early access compared to everybody else? Because like there are a ton of horror stories about early access games where it's like, yo, I paid money, it's a piece of garbage, but it never got better.
I
Like,
will.
PUBG's kind of different.
I'm
where,
gonna.
like,
I'm gonna agree with. Was it Shenley?
mhm.
Yes, PUBG is
Yeah.
probably the biggest and best early
Yeah.
access game. I wasn't like too crazy about it, but my girlfriend, Crybuckets, is all about Ark, and Ark is honestly a good game. There's a lot of good content update. Like they did a lot of good like content updates.
Founders Pack.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. Agent brought up a thing. The one thing that's kind of weird about this early access,
I hate Founders Packs.
there's already paid DLC. Well, not, I guess it's deal. Technically, it is a DLC. Paid
What?
DLC. The game's not out yet.
Oh, with Ark.
No, PUBG, not Ark. Don't worry about that. one.
Ark also has paid
Oh, they have
DLC.
Thunder Packs as well. Oh, oops.
Well, but particularly like there are some good games out there that are early access that
Yeah.
I think are worth playing or paying for. I think in a perfect world, it helps fund a game and it helps the game get additional funding to make the game even better.
Yeah. No one talks about the early access games that actually get out of early access and become really good.
Well, fuck
It's not-
Daybreak.
it's not really-
First of all, like I think they really ruined a lot of people on this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like
but then you
and
have
like the
examples
skins that they have
Daybreak.
are such garbage, man. Like, have you seen the weapon skins, man? Like,
I see
like
paying
you can
attention
go
to
on you
that.
can go into UE4 and drag and drop a fucking like FX texture or some shit, like some FX like on top of the weapon mesh, and it just kind of like applies this like dumb gray like goopy like green bullshit all over it, and like that's a skin.
Here's your money.
Like that's
Yeah,
such
give it to
horseshit. And like I'm gonna say that I think maybe the community should forgot where they came from. I mean, not everyone came from H1Z1 though, so
Yeah,
there's
oh, yeah.
that.
No, like I didn't play a lot of H1Z1. I got into PUBG. Like I knew it was an early access, and it did stop me from buying at the beginning because I'm like, I'll just wait. Looks really cool. Well, I've been screwed over with early access games in the past, so I was just like, I'm gonna wait off and not purchase it, so I don't make the same complaints as everybody else on Reddit. But I got into it because like I heard it got better. Everybody was playing it, and I was like, yo, if everybody's playing it, it can't be that bad. And then I picked it up. I'm like, yo, this is actually pretty decent. There are a lot of moments, not a lot, but there are moments where like, hey, Deansteak screwed up my fight, or hey, everything's a paper, like everything doesn't look good and nothing's loading in, and I got screwed at the start because I couldn't get into a building, or the car just does a triple backflip into like a split, and then it blows up for no reason.
Yeah, so I've actually seen some people bitch about how it's made in UE4. They're like, how about you make this game in a good engine? Which, you know,
It's like what?
filthy game design, like filthy game dev casuals, get out of here. Like you don't know what you're talking about.
Feels like it's not up to the engine
UE4
for
is
the game to be
probably
good.
UE4 is probably also one of the best engines out right
Yeah.
now. It's just
It's like
it's
not
the
up
people
to
that
the
are using it.
engine. Yes, yeah. Like I can show you Unity games. There are really good ones like Hearthstone, and then there are a lot of really bad ones.
I forget
Like,
Hearthstone's Unity.
Yeah, it's a really good topic. Unity has like a really bad image
dude,
thing, but yeah.
Hyper Light Drifter and
Oh, I know what you Game Maker, Hyper Light Drifter, and there was another
there's
really
another
good
game.
one.
Fuck. But Hyper
I
Light
know
Drifter
you-
was made in Game Maker.
Yeah, that game.
Knocks your socks off.
Yeah, and like the engine.
Oh,
isn't the strongest
Undertale.
thing ever. Undertale, yeah. Not
I
the
mean, but
strongest engines in the
but
world.
Undertale is kind of.
Well, you guys are nerds.
Hey, dog. Hey,
Hey,
Hotline Miami. There we go.
There you go.
Thank you, Roadkill.
yeah, like it's
Totally
not up to
forgot.
the-
Actually, it
There are a lot
actually
of good Game Maker
actually
games.
does look like it was made in Game Maker. Now that I think about it.
Yeah,
Um.
it's not to the engine. It's up to the dev
Thank,
team, man.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for that.
But yeah, like back to the early access, like this game's already gave me 100+ hours. Like even if it doesn't get better, I feel like I've got it's perceived value, but I feel like I've got my money out of it.
Yeah.
That's 97 more hours that I've gotten out of PUBG than a ukulele, which I paid $40 for, and I got 3 hours out of it. And I was like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, I know you hate
Man.
ukulele.
I don't hate it, but I was
you do.
severely
Yeah, you hate
disappointed. I hate it. Right.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take a brief break. I'll be. I think I'm gonna get back on with Heather.
What are y'all playing?
We're gonna play some PUBG. We like to start the stream off PUBG. Do you want to play?
I would like to join y'all. The only thing I'm doing on my side, I'm trying to prepare for these runs next week. So I wasn't thinking about streaming, but if you're playing PUBG, I can stream with y'all. I just won't be on for another 30, 40 minutes kind of
That's
thing.
fine.
I have to go. I have to work on another project. But
I'm probably gonna take like a 5-minute, like 5-10 minute break.
I'll message you on Discord.
Yeah, just let me know, Facebook or Discord, and you can join us on stream. And so
Yeah, we can play together. I'll stream on my end too.
I'll be right back. I just gotta get some alcohol. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, good discussion. I am glad that PUBG is doing what they can. This game's going to be really interesting to follow. And one thing I didn't bring up earlier, I think we were talking about it since it's like one of the biggest game. Like I knew Minecraft blew up, but I wasn't really in the community when it blew up. I feel like this time, I'm not trying to speak for you two, but I feel like we're both in part of the community when it's like blowing up. And there will be games from AAA studios that are trying to copy this. There are going to be mobile games and Facebook games that are going to try to copy this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting to see how this is going to, like, what they do now is going to affect the future and how long this game stays around.
Yeah, the battle royale game type is the new thing. Because like I feel like I think MOBAs are starting to wane out and battle royale is coming up. So
like 100 or not 100 players, but like the setting of your RNG, find whatever you can.
Yeah,
all skill, like a skill-based game.
The gameplay loop is very different from anything people have seen, and it kind of incorporates some of the fun looting / scavenging things. So we're gonna get off. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
Agent X, if you're talking about PUBG, you should try it out. It is, I think it's worth the $30. Try the game out. It's the new thing.
And if you don't like it, you'll definitely know in the first 2 hours. So you can get your refund.
Play with friends. This is a social game. So play with friends.
Yeah.
If you get it and I'm on stream, hit me up. Like Lewis up or hit one of us up or something like that. Play with friends. It is fun. Blake was on stream with me last time with me and Heather and my buddy Daniel. Fucking hilarious. I mean, it's Blake's third game and crazy shenanigans are happening. So if you play, it's as fun as you make it out to be. So anyways, I'm going to hop off. Thanks for talking with me, Lewis.
Yeah, dude, I'll hit you up on Discord. I'll see what I'm doing after I finish this one thing.
All right. I'm going to end the call and I'll see you later.
Yeah, later, y'all.
Okay. I'll see you guys in a bit.